Hello and welcome to For the District, the JMCSS podcast on JJ 97.7 FM. I'm Greg Hammond, Chief of Public Information for Jackson Madison County Schools. This morning, we're visiting with Kristy White. She's District Coordinator for Fine Arts. And today, we're going to recap a very busy first semester of activity in the fine arts. So we're going to cover band, we're going to cover choir, we're going to cover music, and a whole lot more. More on that in a moment, but first, a reminder. For the District, the JMCSS podcast is a production of the Jackson Madison County School System in partnership with Forever Communications. You can listen to this episode on demand on Apple iTunes, Google Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to your favorite podcast. Ms. White, welcome back to the show.
Thank you so much.
This is your second visit to the podcast?
It's the second or third. Yes.
And we're going to have a lot of fun. So explain to the folks at home or in their car who may be listening what your role is in the district. You're the Districtwide Coordinator for Fine Arts. And just to provide a little context, that's 6 high schools, maybe 7 if you count JASA. You got the middle schools. Let people know what it is that you do.
We have 86 plus fine arts programs in our district.
So let's pause for a moment. Let that sink in.
Right.
Say that again.
86 plus fine arts programs. If you take into account all the programs at all of the high schools, that would be band, choir, piano class, theater classes, art classes, all of that. At middle school, we always have band and choir, lots of art programs there as well. We even have one middle school program that has a theater. Then we have elementary music at every school in the district. So if you add those all up, it's 86 plus programs.
So when we're thinking about these options and opportunities, that says to me there's a lot of opportunity for students to get plugged in no matter what grade band they're in.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's so wonderful to me. In fact, last week at the one of our mass band rehearsals, we were talking with some of the students and they were saying, this is just my first year of high school band or my second year of high school band. And that just warms my heart because most students start in the 6th grade. And the fact that they have the opportunity to begin in high school in some of our high schools is a phenomenal, addition.
Because sometimes it takes a little while for a child to figure out what it is they want to do.
Sure. And, this is kind of an outcome of the pandemic, really, because, for at least 2 years, we were not working at the level that we were used to working. Yeah. And so because of that, we have had to offer high school students beginning band options in order to continue our programs and building our programs.
Because they literally missed out.
Absolutely. For 2 years.
Wow.
We missed out on beginning band for 2 years of students. So we, in an effort to recoup, our numbers and our programs, we've offered beginning band in high school, and it has really been an influential program.
We're visiting with Kristy White. She's the District Coordinator for Fine Arts for the Jackson Madison County School System. You cover music. Your colleague,
who is also a Kristy
Hayes, covers the
art, theater, and dance.
A lot to cover here. So let's look forward for just a second before we do a recap.
Okay.
We have the winter concert coming up.
We do.
Tell us about that.
We are going to have our upcoming elementary winter art and music showcase. That is going to be on December the 5th at Liberty High School, as usual, as it has been the last 3 years. We are having an art show beginning at 5:30, and the art is going to be provided by Alexander Elementary School, East Elementary School, South Elementary School, and Nova Pre-K. And then we have 6 elementary music groups that will be performing starting at 6 o'clock in the auditorium. And that will be the Andrew Jackson Honor Choir, the East Honor Choir, Nova Pre-K, Rose Hill 2nd and 3rd graders, South Honor Choir, and Thelma Barker Honor Choir.
What is that date again?
That is December the 5th.
Liberty High School.
Liberty High School.
The winter concert.
The winter showcase, yes.
We're visiting with Kristy White, District Coordinator for Fine Arts for Jackson Madison County Schools. Why is it important for us to pause and provide these performance opportunities for students?
It's just so important for so many reasons. This gives the kids an opportunity to showcase what they've been working on. It allows their parents and community members to come out and watch the children, which everybody loves to watch young people perform. And this is also involved in our standards, which all of us in the music realm have the standard of performing with others and individually. So it's a great opportunity.
Now, Kristy's probably thrilled that I'm wearing Northside blue.
Whoop, whoop.
She's a graduate of Northside High School. A little later in the show, however, we'll visit with a pair of Southside teachers. David Sinclair, he's the band director at Southside High School, and Liana Cargyle teaches theater out at Southside. So, Kristy, talk about the Veterans Day Parade and then the preparation. There was the students from all of our high schools come together to perform at a few events during the year. The Veterans Day Parade is really that signature event for the mass band. Talk about the preparation and then the logistics of allowing the kids to come from different high schools to prepare for the Veterans Day Parade.
Absolutely. This was our second or third year, I believe, that we have done the mass band, and it is always a highlight for me, and I think for the children as well, and as well as the community. But we start the process by a lot of paperwork and a lot of emails on my end, getting everybody, on the same page, getting things planned, getting things organized. I could not do this, and let me just do a huge shout out. I could not do this at all without the bus garage and Cole Melton helping us get to and from all the rehearsals.
Shout out the transportation.
Yep. I mean, I could not do this without them. And they are always so great to work with. They get us to and from rehearsals. They get us to and from the parade routes back to our home schools. Our band directors that are involved are always so great about having, their students prepared and giving me numbers that I need and, instrumentation and teaching the students at their home schools so that when we all come together, we are prepared and ready to go. I usually take care of the t-shirts and, making sure everybody looks uniform. And so that's a great thing too. Veterans Day Parade was this past Saturday, November the 11th. And I think we had about 112 students marching and playing and percussion and color guard and everything.
Being a longtime employee in the school system and working in fine arts for a long time, when you say that you had over 100 kids participating in band, how does that make you feel?
It makes me feel like we're really heading back in the right direction. Back in my day, in the late 80s, each band program had 100 students or more in each high school. And, just throughout the years, those numbers have obviously decreased for a number of reasons. Right. And so the fact that we are able to combine and have over 100 students, and what's the great thing about that is that's not even all the students we have. Those are just the ones that have committed to be a part of the mass band.
Now, a little later, we're going to talk about these competitions and opportunities that are coming up, like the All Northwest Choir.
That's this weekend.
Yeah.
Yes.
So there's much to talk about in terms of additional opportunities outside of the school for students who play instruments, students who like to sing. Right. On the other side of this break, we're going to visit with David Sinclair. He's the band director at Southside, and Liana Cargyle, who is the theater director out there at Southside. You're listening to For the District, the JMCSS podcast on JJ 97.7 FM. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
This is your JMCSS Minute.
This message brought to you by Jackson-Madison County Schools.
Hi, I'm Nevaeh Coleman, a senior at JCM Early College High School, and this is your JMCSS Minute. Did you know 81 bus drivers currently provide transportation for our students? This is more than a 20% increase since COVID, with many drivers coming out of retirement to provide transportation. Covering 12,000 miles daily, 8,000 students are taken to and from school with the help of our drivers. Currently, more than 2,000 families have have downloaded the Where's My Bus app to stay updated about their child's bus route during the day. We're encouraging more families to use the app in order to stay aware. I'm Nevaeh Coleman, a senior at JCM Early College High School, and this is your JMCSS Minute.
Visit jmcss.org to join our team, apply for enrollment, or to schedule a tour. Choose us. Tuition free. Jackson-Madison County Schools.
Welcome back to For the District, the JMCSS podcast on JJ 97.7 FM. I'm Greg Hammond, Chief of Public Information for Jackson-Madison County Schools. Right now, I'm joined by a pair of rock star educators from Southside High School. David Sinclair is the band director at Southside High School. Leanna Cargile teaches theater, and it has been a very productive first semester as we begin to wrap up the first semester. Ms. Cargile, I'll start with you. Tell us about the show you guys just wrapped up, and then kind of tell us what you're looking for in the spring.
Sure. We just closed Agatha Christie's And Then There Were None. It's a classic murder mystery, small cast, but a great show. We had a lot of good response to it. And looking forward to doing some more stuff in the spring.
So I know we like to use the term options and opportunities, but it's really true. And what I'm finding out is it's true on various schools, various programs. And so I know you guys have some exciting news in terms of college credit for students. Tell us about that.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I just got my master's degree last year through the University of Northern Colorado. They have this great program that allows you to continue to teach while going to do summer intensives out there in Greeley. So when I got that, my administration here talked to me about the possibility of doing dual enrollment through Jackson State. And I just signed my paperwork yesterday. So we're going to go ahead and offer dual credit for theater classes, which is the first time it's ever been offered in the district to my knowledge. And yeah, it's great.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
On the degree and this program. And I think that speaks to the benefit of having highly qualified staff in our schools. And so that is exciting news. Let's go to David Sinclair. He's the band director there at Southside. Mr. Sinclair, I know you guys had a busy first semester as we're beginning to wrap up the first semester. Tell us about the competition season and how that went for you all this year.
Yeah, sure. So last year was the first time we got back into competing after the pandemic. And, it was just kind of getting the ball rolling again. And this year we got really serious and went full in, and we did several competitions. We did 4 this year, and the results were positive for us. And even though I don't like to emphasize getting a certain placement, things like that, I think that we improved considerably in our music and our marching, which I think that paid off and gave us some better results. So a couple of the highlights, we competed at the Huntington Marching Invitational and got 7th place out of about 20-something bands. And we were 9th out of 20 at the Jackson Christian competition a few weeks ago. And it's just the judges' comments, even the comments from other people that have seen us perform. We've been encouraged by those that we've improved a lot and have made some strides and achieved some goals that we wanted to achieve for ourselves this year.
David Sinclair is the band director at Southside High School. I know you guys just wrapped up the Veterans Day Parade, and I don't know, the second or third year that you guys had the whole mass band initiative. Tell us about that, because I'm wondering what it's like because this is an opportunity for you to teach kids at other schools, in addition to the Marching Hawks learning from teachers at other schools. What has that process been like for you, and how beneficial has it been to your program?
It's been very beneficial. And I think that just like with students, sometimes we as teachers and adults, we can get very territorial and think, oh, well, I don't know what this is going to be like going and interacting with other students and other directors, which, the directors get along great across the district, but more like, what's it going to be like, teaching the students at Northside or, JCM or whatever. But they've been so receptive to all the teachers, and it's been a joy to get to know them and kind of create this camaraderie among the different groups here in Jackson-Madison County. So it's been really fun, and we've smoothed out some of the processes and things that we've done, and we've gotten better at it each year. So it's kind of exciting and something that we look forward to.
I don't know if you got to hear the conversation in the first half of the show, visiting with Kristy White, our district fine arts coordinator. She talked about, back in the 90s and the early 2000s, how large bands used to be. Of course, the students have multiple options now. So for a number of reasons, really across the region, you kind of see the numbers in your bands across the region dwindle. I think about your program. I think about the Northside High School program over the last 2 years and the growth that has been made. If there are members in our community who are interested in supporting you all in this effort to, grow your programs, what is it that they could do to help you in this effort?
Probably the number one thing that we need as we grow is instruments, because I think that's the biggest challenge. Like, we started a beginner band program here at Southside, which I know Kristy has talked about as well. And my assistant, Zach Barker, he's taken charge of that. And well, we got to get instruments in these kids' hands, and having people in the community donate is a huge help to us to be able to, get the students what they need.
David Sinclair is the band director at Southside High School with the Marching Hawks. Leanna Cargile is the theater director there at Southside. Ms. Cargile, I would like to ask you another question as you're thinking about the growth and development of the fine arts. At one time, the elementary schools had to share teachers. So a week or 2 weeks might go by before a student would be able to participate in an art class or participate in the band class. That's no longer a challenge, as Superintendent King has made sure that each school has a dedicated music and arts teacher. And so I guess my question for a high school teacher would be, how exciting is it for you kind of to witness the increase in arts over the last 2 to 3 years as you think about the different showcases at Old Hickory Mall and the showcases at Liberty High School? How cool has it been for you to kind of watch this growth? Because I know you've been with the district for a while.
Yes. Well, I'm very, very happy that we're seeing more art and music at the elementary level. Unfortunately, though, teaching theater, we only have one middle school theater program, and that's at the Northeast Magnet, which is wonderful. And we're super excited about that. But looking forward, I really hope that someday we're able to have more of a presence, at least in our middle schools of theater. The interest in that is there. The Net is doing some really incredible stuff with students from Jackson-Madison County right now. And I know Kristy is getting together a production of Annie Jr. that's going to be at the district level. So I'm really hoping that builds down, because most of the students, almost all of the students that I have in my programs have not only never been in theater, they've never done a show before, and they've never seen a show before. So we're really starting from the ground up in theater, because we have to show the kids that they like it and then get them to participate in it. So it's wonderful, because you don't have an exclusive group of people who think, oh, well, I haven't been doing this since I was 2, so I don't belong here. But also, we do suffer from it being so much fresh blood all of the time.
Let me ask you this. I think it's exciting to see us moving in the right direction. We have the district-wide show like The Little Mermaid last year. But between these activities, what advice would you have for a student who knows, when I get to Northside or Southside or Madison, I want to participate in theater, but let's say there's a 7th or 8th grader out there who knows theater is an interest. What are those skills they can be taking on, or activities they can participate in today that might help them participate in a play or musical when they do move it to the high school level?
Sure. Well, obviously for musicals, you would want to get involved in our wonderful choral and dance programs, because those are skills that you need if you're going to be a musical theater actor. But honestly, with theater specifically, you have to be a person who has multiple disciplines. I would recommend that they really, really pay attention when they're in reading classes, because a lot of the times if I have a student with low reading scores, even if they're a fantastic actor, they're going to struggle to audition. So that is definitely a key piece of it. But obviously, with all the things that we do here at Southside with set construction, taking art classes can be really beneficial so that you can work on the construction of that, taking construction classes. We do it all here at Southside, and we do it all with the students. So I really rely on my colleagues in the district to train up some wonderful students who already have at least a little bit of the skills that we use for theater productions. And then I help them with the acting piece of it.
So you're telling me all of the classes matter?
All of the classes matter. All of the classes matter. A couple of years ago, we were trying to get an effect for a show where we needed to have smoke rising off of a table. And I was down there with the chemistry kids trying to figure out, can we use dry ice to make this happen? Can we use whatever chemical solution to make this happen? So it really is a multidisciplinary thing.
We've been visiting with Leonard Coggile, theater teacher at Southside High School, and David Sinclair. He's the director of the Marching Hawks Band. Thank you for your time this morning, and look forward to doing it again. Have a great second semester.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You've been listening to For the District, the JMCSS podcast. Don't go anywhere. We've got more podcasts on the other side of this break.
Are you a homeschool family looking for a high-quality education for your child? Jackson Academic STEAM Academy is a tuition-free K-12 cyber school platform that allows students to learn in the comfort of their homes while receiving all the extracurricular benefits and academic support students in traditional schools receive. JASA's academic programs concentrate on science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics. High school students at Jackson Academic STEAM Academy have access to 16 hours of dual enrollment credit through Union University. It's an innovative setup that's providing expanded options for students. JASA is just one of many exciting tuition-free learning platforms offered by Jackson Madison County Schools. There's never been a better time to choose JMCSS. Visit jmcss.org/JASA for more information. That's jmcss.org/JASA. Choose us. Tuition-free. Jackson Madison County Schools.
Welcome back to the JMCSS podcast on JJ 97.7 FM. That's right. You're listening to the podcast of the Jackson Madison County School System. I'm Greg Hammond, Chief of Public Information for Jackson Madison County Schools. We're visiting with Kristy White, Districtwide Coordinator for Fine Arts. Kristy, thank you for sticking with us.
Absolutely.
As you listen to those two educators in the last segment talk, Mr. Sinclair and Ms. Coggile from Southside, you hear about in a couple semesters or two, the theater students at Southside are going to have opportunities to earn college credit in theater. So much exciting stuff going on. Again, what kind of goes through your mind as you hear this stuff?
I'm amazed. I'm like a proud parent. I'm just amazed and happy and proud. And we have so many rock star fine arts teachers, and we're so blessed.
Talking about these opportunities for students, and for a moment, let's talk about opportunities outside of the normal school day. Right now, as of the recording of this show, the All West Choir competition,
the All Northwest Choir Honor Choir Weekend.
Okay, that's going on right now.
That is happening right now.
This is an opportunity outside of the classroom for students who might be interested in the singing arts.
Correct.
You're talking about grades
7 through 12.
So that's a large window of opportunity.
Yes.
Tell us what happens at this event.
Well, the precursor to this event is the students auditioning for a panel of judges on a set of prepared music, which they have worked on individually as well as with their teachers.
Which that took place a few weeks ago at Liberty?
There was one at the end of October, and then there was one again at the beginning of November. Okay. And then all of the students from all of the various West Tennessee counties had the option to try out. And like I said, it's a set of pre-chosen, prepared music. They work with their teachers, they work on their own, and then they audition. And if they score high enough, they're selected to be in the honor choir. And I am so proud to report that 48 of our high school students are there performing and singing this weekend, and 52 of our 7th through 9th grade, which they call that junior high, all West, are there this weekend performing and singing, and they get the opportunity to all come together with like musicians and ability levels throughout the students in West Tennessee, and they are under the leadership and directorship of usually some really great conductor.
Usually someone from a college,
Right.
University of Tennessee, Auburn University.
Exactly.
You just quoted a very large number.
I did. 100 students.
Wow. From our school system.
From Jackson Madison County Schools. Probably more than anyone else in West Tennessee has collectively.
When you kind of think about the reasons why you would do something like this, obviously we know extracurricular activities for students helps them build a number of skills. But as I recall, you were in the fine arts in high school and you got your college paid for through fine arts, correct?
Absolutely, I did.
So this is an opportunity that students can pursue.
It certainly is. We have had for the last 3 years that I have been in this position. I can count that. Yes, we have students that have gone on to college with college scholarships, and whether that be a full ride or whether it's just paying for books for a semester. There's so many opportunities. You can perform in a marching band. You can perform in a pep band. You can perform in a choir at college.
The band teacher at Madison.
Yes.
Was
Shelby Carver.
She was in the University of Tennessee marching band.
That is right.
Wow.
That is right. She is a graduate of Madison, and then went to UT, and
So as you're listening to this, it's just a reminder that we love sports, but sports is not the only avenue out there for students to gain these scholarship opportunities at the next level.
Absolutely.
And when I hear the large number, and just looking back at previous students, even thinking about your time in Madison, it's a very doable task if the students are willing to do the work.
Absolutely. For most of the teachers that I know at these programs are working with these students after school, during class time, working on these honor choir and honor band, music formats. But then it is something that the student has to take a personal interest and, ability, leadership of their own self and say, all right, I'm going to do this, because it takes extra outside work and time.
We're visiting with Kristy White. She's the Districtwide Coordinator for Fine Arts here in the Jackson Madison County School System. So let's say I don't have a child in that 7th to 12th grade range.
Right.
Let's just say I have a 3rd grader. What are some opportunities now, maybe outside of the classroom, that many of our schools offer?
So many of our elementary music classes, teachers, and programs offer various additional programs after school. I know at least 9 of our elementary schools have some type of honor choir. We even have at Denmark a ukulele club that meets after school.
You sound like a fan of the ukulele club.
I am a little bit of a fan there. But anyway, there are many opportunities. A lot of these groups are auditioned groups, that the teachers will put out information at the school level and say, we're going to have auditions for our honor choir. If you're interested, let me know. The students try out. And then usually once a week, they have some type of after school choir, whatever practice, because they too go around and perform at community events. They perform during school-wide events. And so it's a great opportunity.
This has been a great conversation this morning. We just want to remind, if you're a parent, a grandparent, an uncle or aunt, a cousin, make sure your child is participating in these winning options and opportunities in the fine arts. Be sure to keep an eye on our website, jmcss.org, and our social media platforms to keep up with dates. We know we've got the winter concert coming up. We've got the Christmas parade coming up that many of our students will participate in. As Kristy told us, over 86 fine arts programs through our system when you think about K through the 12th grade. So, Kristy, thank you again for being here to share this information with us.
Thank you. And I'll be sharing a holiday schedule
Awesome.
of all the concerts at all the schools. And so we'll have that online as well so that, you can just pick and choose. You could probably go to one a day if you wanted to in the month of December.
In closing, let me repeat what the theater teacher at Southside said, Ms. Cargile. She talked about that although she teaches theater, that all the other classes count.
Absolutely.
And there's so much collaboration with those other subjects that it's important for the students, even if you're interested in, say, fine arts or sports, make sure you're taking care of business
Absolutely.
in those other classes.
Academics have to come first,
We hope you've enjoyed this episode of For the District, the JMCSS podcast on JJ 97.7 FM. We want to thank our guest, Kristy White, for joining us along with the staff there at Southside High School. Remember, you can catch this episode and previous episodes on demand, Apple iTunes, Google Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, or wherever you catch your favorite podcasts. I'm Greg Hammond saying I hope you have an excellent Sunday, a great week, and we'll see you next time.